One team found out in September its arena's ice system failed. What did they do? There have been some NHL affiliation changes for this season. We'll run down the list. And 4 new members are heading to the ECHL Hall of Fame. We hope your spidey sense is tingling. It's finally time for the season debut of ECHL Week.
Hello, welcome to Season 8 of ECHL Week. I'm Barry Schickling. We come to you to open the season from the Allen County Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana, home of the Fort Wayne Comets. We start the season by looking at the business side of the ECHL. It's not always easy to run a team in this league, and the Wheeling Nailers were faced with a real challenge coming into the 2019-20 season. They were able to overcome it. The ice plant at West Banco Arena in Wheeling failed less than a month before the start of the regular season.
Well, we were worried and trying to figure out as quickly as we could how we were going to get ice and get the season going. We talked to a few folks in the league that had used this vendor, and all the responses we got were exceptionally positive, so we moved forward with it.
Had on the fly create a very innovative engineering solution to a difficult problem as far as how to get the piping out, how to get it out in such a way that it didn't interfere with fire egresses and their normal participation and spectator egress in the facility, and then do it in what was literally a few weeks. So it was there wasn't any time wasted. We didn't have an idle time, and the crews that were working had to literally work almost 20 hours a day.
Obviously, being a brand new system, it's highly efficient. I think it's actually an upgrade in terms of the ice, and they've tweaked a couple things in terms of temperature, and so ice is not an issue, and I think that it will play fast and consistent.
We believe we can get at least 4 years out of this system, so we're going to go ahead and do that. City's building up a little cash to take a look after that, what we do from there. So.
Hi, I'm Hayden Shaw, the Jacksonville Iceman, and you're watching the ECHL Week.
In case you've been hibernating all off-season, let's take a look at all the 2019-20 NHL-ECHL affiliations. For the first time, Florida is making a switch. The Everblades are now affiliated with Nashville and Milwaukee instead of Carolina and Charlotte. After not having an affiliation last season, Greenville has hooked up with a pair of regional partners, the Hurricanes and Checkers. Rapid City resumes a partnership with Arizona and Tucson. The teams had been affiliated during the 2016-17 season. And Norfolk will operate independently for 2019-20. Here's the rundown of all 26 ECHL teams with their National Hockey League and American Hockey League affiliates.
A new coach and new Hall of Fame members when ECHL Week continues.
Hi, I'm Robbie Jackson of the Tulsa Oilers, and you're watching the #1 home for ECHL News, ECHL Week.
If you're ever in the neighborhood, make sure to catch a game in Fort Wayne. Great old barn, great atmosphere, and a real sense of history. This team dates to the early 1950s. Now let's take a look at our news from all around the ECHL. The Worcester Railers became the first team to make a coaching change this season when they named David Cuniff as general manager and head coach. The move came after the Railers relieved both former head coach Jamie Russell and assistant coach Derek Army of their duties. Cunniffe, the team's second ever bench boss, joins the team with 18 years of coaching experience in the American Hockey League, including serving as an assistant coach with Hartford this season. Said Railers president Mike Myers, Cunniffe's track record developing players and his hockey pedigree will take the Railers to the next level in terms of on-ice production. Cunniff spent 12 seasons as either the associate coach or assistant coach with the San Jose Sharks AHL affiliate, which included 8 seasons with the now-defunct Worcester Sharks. He also spent 1 season with the AHL's no longer in business Albany Devils. The Railers also named Captain Barry Almeida as player assistant coach while announcing that Vice President of Marketing and Communications Eric Lindquist will serve as the team's Director of Hockey Operations. Although Cunniffe's 18-year coaching career was in the American Hockey League, most of his pro-playing career came in the ECHL, with the Jacksonville Lizard Kings, Raleigh, Louisiana, and Richmond starting in 1996 and ending in 2002. The 2020 class of the ECHL Hall of Fame has been announced. The new members are Jared Bednar, Danny Bousquet, Derek Clancy, and Glenn Metropolit. Bednar was a player, assistant coach, and head coach. He was the first person to win 3 Kelly Cup titles, 2 as a player, 1 as a head coach with South Carolina. He later led Lake Erie to the Calder Cup title in the AHL prior to moving to the NHL as head coach with Colorado, where he's in his 4th season. Bousquet scored 550 points in just 389 career ECHL games over 6 seasons with Birmingham and PD. He was the ECHL Rookie of the Year, was named to the All-ECHL second team, and finished 3rd in league scoring during his first year. Clancy spent most of his 441-game pro career in the ECHL, totaling 524 points over 8 seasons with Winston-Salem, Erie, Toledo, Columbus, and Chesapeake. He's in his 13th season in the front office of NHL Pittsburgh, currently as the team's Director of Player Personnel. Metropolit played his first 2 pro seasons in the ECHL, scoring 61 points in 58 games with Nashville in 95-96, and adding 82 points in 54 games with Pensacola the following season. He played in 407 career NHL games with 7 teams. The 4 will be inducted as the 13th class of the Hall at a banquet in Wichita during the ECHL All-Star Classic festivities in January. We'll talk with all the new Hall of Fame members after their induction banquet. Those conversations will be featured in the ECHL Week show, which will debut on January 31st.
A down-to-the-wire highlight game, plus we hear from a Hall of Fame member who's returned to the league. Next on ECHL Week.
This is nice.
Happy anniversary.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. It's a hockey stick. There's more. A puck and skates.
Oh, Ed. You nailed it.
The other one's in the car.
Hockey's here. The savings never left. Geico, proud partner of the NHL.
Hi, I'm Cam McLeese of the Florida Everblades, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Nobody's been asking me for my autograph. I guess it's because I'm not with the Comets. Let's take a look at our highlight game of the week.
3 deflection goals in all 3 that you have in regulation. 2 of them coming in the 3rd period. Center back in front, they score! Marco Waugh forced a turnover off the far post, and Spencer Noss with a rip right for the mid-slot. Well, he faced the 54 shots the other side. Centering pass in front for the near side, scores! Oh, it's Marco Waugh to fight it in for the near corner off the back of Tyler Parks, coming right off the face-off. His 2nd straight night with a tally. And it's been a strong goaltending tandem. He makes a quick stop off the face-off and kicks back to the blue line. Fade, far side, shot, save made, rebound is stopped a 2nd time, 3rd time, and it finally goes in. Fade lifted it over point as King waited inside the net to try to block her down. Doshman off to Andrusiak, left side, shot, oh, he scores! A.J. White set the pick, and the youngster does the rest. Andrusiak, a rip from the left side wall, gets a 6th goal of the year. Into the corner, dropped off for Quinville, now blue line, McGurty, shot on, save, no, that scores! That's tipped by Giovanni Fiore as it looked like Point caught a chunk of it, but it was the goal scorer Fiore to find the back of the net for his 9th goal of the year. Like Giovanni Fiore just takes a dive to the near wall trying to draw a penalty. They get the shot off and they score. Peter Quinville with a hack in the mid slot. It was going far post, came back near side. Fiore Pumps it to Israel. He steps up, back across near side, holding. Coulter blocking shots, centering shot, denied by Point, wrapped around far side, and they score with 0.5 of a second left. A scramble net front by the end of the game, and the Rush take a 4-3 lead, and that penalty proves to be the difference in the dying minutes.
We start our Meet the Coaches feature for the season, taking a look at Ron Taylor, the bench boss of the Norfolk Admirals, who also happens to be a member of the ECHL's Hall of Fame. One of the most accomplished skaters in league history, Ron Taylor is the new head coach in Norfolk this season. He scored and achieved many goals on the ice during his playing career. Now he's stepping into the challenge of building a team and coaching in the pros for the first time.
It's always challenging getting the right players and getting the right fit on everything, but you know, I knew what didn't work and things needed to change on that. So as you notice, there's not a lot of guys here from last year, and it becomes very important that making sure that we get it. Now, there's always going to be challenges on recruiting, on getting players, salary caps and things like that always are going to become a problem, but as far as that, I think it's been very smooth and very good this whole year. The main goal is to, win a championship, doing that and getting our players to understand that, One of the things too that excites me is to work with the players, get them better, get them where they want to go to higher levels, have them understand that. And I love it. Like I said, it's a lot of hard work that you got to go in. There's lots of long days, especially here the last 4 months, you're putting in, 12-hour days easy, trying to make sure that you're here for those players and to be moving on to the next level, and that's what this league is about.
That wraps up episode number 1, season 8 of ECHL Week from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow us on all our social media channels. It's still the best way to keep up to date on everything that's going on all over the ECHL. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our next show. Take care.